doing it, and we doing it live, and that's what we do when we do it live. 'Cause we do
Is the
it
heater
live.
on? Yeah.
Oh, hey, bro, the heater's on.
Yeah.
I'm not really, really a heater guy, but I throw heaters. Chipotle style. The Chinese. I can make my mic. Mickey Mouse.
Maybe they do.
Clubhouse. Maybe they don't. I don't think that they do.
All right. Maybe I go sideways. What's up? Am I good? Is this rocking it? Not doing it?
Got the white on,
good?
so it doesn't blend in
Great.
with everything else.
Is that
So, yes, it is.
is the camera tilted a little bit?
I can't tell because you're sitting higher than I am.
Yeah.
I like to just lay back in the seat and relax.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So, random fact of the day. All right, hit me with it, Ben.
Okay. Random fact of the day. That
Don't
I can't
touch
help
your
it, dude.
mic.
That's
what the random fact for me.
when I think, I
You
want
are
to.
welcome.
You know what it is?
No.
I'll tell you. It is whenever I think a lot, I want to do. I want to mold. I want to create things.
Yeah.
And so whenever I'm thinking a lot and you ask me questions and I go ba, 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 touching the mic, it's because I want to make some things better with my hands like a man.
I got you. So, anyway, we're trying something a little different. As you can see behind us, there's only one strip of green. Nah, it's not going to be green for you. But there is
Bro, you just outed us.
not the normal green. Oh, they knew. I mean, if you didn't know this green screen, I didn't either my first time. You know what I mean?
Not a green screen.
It's second grade or so. No, I wish I was
Let me tell you something.
that great. What?
I enjoy this.
I'm glad you do.
enjoy
So
this, bro.
he enjoys sitting over there beside me and hanging out at my house in the studio, chatting it up and teaching you guys life lessons.
Oh, dude, I don't know about teaching.
Well, at
On
least
your
sharing
channel.
wisdom.
Yeah, on
At
your
least
channel.
sharing was my channel. Yeah. Okay.
Bro, your channel is just inspirational,
Yeah.
knowledge dropping.
Not as much as I want it to be. I'm telling you, I got some peeps I listen to, bro.
Mhm.
Man, it is unbelievable the amount of information that's out there.
What is a quote that you heard today that you're like, "Oh, man, that's a good quote. Just today.
Quote lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was about finances, starting businesses and doing those things. Okay, okay, I remember it.
That's good.
I'm gonna try to hit you with it and explain it
You can just tell me.
as best as I can. I'm not gonna hit you with something.
Yeah, dude, you're pretty big. You probably heard
Hold
me.
on, you're distracting me. So now I'm losing it. It's gone. It's gonna come back. What is it?
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. There's your quote.
All right.
of
I
the
got
day.
one.
Dang it! You still distract me. From
Well,
mine. No, go ahead. I said mine was for finances, but I don't even think it's really finances. It's importance. Oh yeah. Okay, remember this.
just go ahead.
You got me?
Yeah.
Okay, you can remember yours.
I got it
See mine.
all day, every
I
day.
might forget it right now as we're talking.
Go ahead.
I forgot it. I forgot it. No. It's about priorities, and it's this, and it's so awesome because it's different.
That's
a
your
good
washer
tune.
dryer or something.
Yeah, it is. It's your dryer back over there. It's like,
Hey,
I'm done.
we're real people.
Yeah. I
Okay.
might forget it again, so let's hurry up. But no, it's about priorities and it's about what you focus on.
Mm-hmm.
What do we always you need to prioritize everything
Okay.
and do the things that are urgent,
Yes.
right? And then work your way to things that are not as urgent.
It's a great.
It's opposite of that. What you need to do is break down your priorities because one thing that I've noticed is like they spit some truth, right? And then it just envelops in your head and you're like, wow, this is actually bigger than it's a different, maybe it goes a different route, whatever. Yeah. But focus on this.
Okay.
Instead, focus on what is important. What's important and what is urgent are two different things.
You're right.
Because something that's urgent is a lie a lot of times. Because it's something that our personality, we're putting our own spin on it. And we're like, man, I got to get this task done. Because if you focus on what is urgent, you will be. It's all about tasks. It's all about the tasks, right? But the bigger task, I guess, or bigger opportunity for my kids, man, I need to focus on my kids. I need to do that. Let me spend that extra 15 minutes with them. Let me go throw the ball for 10, 15 minutes, an hour, whatever, with my son instead of doing something that's on my urgent list, right? I have to hurry up and get this done because if I don't get this done, then we put so much emphasis on those urgent things when we need to focus on the important things. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. What is it?
Hey, I might have missed it. Okay. What was the quote that you heard?
The quote.
Yeah, because I was curious what the quote or the what somebody
Focus
focus.
on the important things, not the urgent.
Focus on the important things, not the urgent. But isn't the urgent things important?
No. So inside, it depends on how you think. You can think of it that way. But so sometimes, for instance, something that I noticed in my wife, she will, I got to get this house done. I got to get this house cleaned. It's urgent. It has to happen. Okay, that's not a lie. That's not a lie. But in the moment,
Something important might be better to do.
and you got to focus on that.
I see what you're saying.
So if I'm going to Walmart, man, I have to get the food that we're going to have tonight. That's an urgent task. I got to get that done before whatever. I have to. I walk into Walmart and I see an old woman, I'm trying to get into Walmart to get the stuff. And I see an old woman who is, who's having trouble getting her groceries into her vehicle. Dude, urgent. I got to get in there. This is a task that I have to get done. Right. But what's important? Helping, serving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Say again.
Oh, nothing. I get what you're saying. Serving, being.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm all over the place right now.
I mean, that is the quote. That's the kind of the concept behind it, and I think it's a big deal.
You know who I heard going into the gym?
David Goggins.
You did perfect.
Yeah, I mean, okay,
perfect. So I was listening to David Goggins. The guy.
I wasn't there either. Who would have thought? Go ahead.
And dude, why are my lips so dry?
It's cold outside,
bro. It's bothering me. I look like I'm on drugs.
Cold and dry air, people.
Yeah. So,
when did you take pre-workout?
Well, it's already out of my system, folks.
We can all tell.
I got some ideas though for another episode. I kind of ran some by him. Can't wait. You guys got? Yeah, I have no idea.
I'm gonna try to get him to shave that beard.
I will die on that hill.
Yeah.
You won't do it.
Yeah.
So I do have a bet with John. Hang on, let me get to David Goggins first. Sorry, guys.
Before you get too far, this might end up on an episode, and it might not. So,
it will.
Gar,
bro,
my peeps at Gar,
bro.
If you guys can share this to enough people to get as many likes or subscribers, whatever it is, Ben will shave his beard.
No.
What's the number?
No.
What's the number?
2 trillion. And that's impossible.
Gosh,
hey,
man.
Hey, dude.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Not gonna happen.
Go on with David Goggins.
David Goggins. Before I went to the gym, I've listened to this video 1,000 times. And my lips are so dry. And he was talking about, what his greatest fears are. And the video is him dying and going up and God saying, you're supposed to be all this stuff. And he's like, that's not me. And he goes, well, that was supposed to be you. Like this guy who's a Navy SEAL and did all this stuff. And I went to the gym with the mentality of like, I'm not leaving anything on the table.
Yeah.
I'm in pain. I'm so sore.
Yeah, I think we're getting somewhere with this. A lot of facts and wisdom.
Yep. So don't leave anything on the table. But
is that the quote for the day?
No. It's just one of the many that I listen to. A lot of great quotes. The quote that I listened to today, I thought about it a lot today. And that's why I haven't forgot it. Because I'm still thinking about it. And it is, sometimes God will rebuild you in the same place man destroyed you. Let that sink in.
Man, that's good.
So in the place that you think that you have to leave because it's too destructive, God will rebuild you stronger, better, faster.
Wow. So he uses what the enemy meant for bad
I got a question about
for
that.
good.
Do you think the enemy is in everything?
Do I think the enemy is in everything?
As in, somebody does something bad. It's not them and their characteristics. It's the enemy. Because I think sometimes people are just bad people. As in, they just choose to not be helpful or great in that certain situation just due to laziness or whatever.
Yeah. So my answer is this. Inherently,
Okay.
I believe all people are good.
I think that's why we get along.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
I believe, like I said the episode before this, if I took every single person in the world
Yeah.
and at 50%, I would say 51 are good.
Yeah. And I think everyone is inherently good in their own mindset and the things that they've been through in their life that set them up to where they are. Now, with that, I also believe in the Word of God.
Mm-hmm.
And to know that there are demons, there are angels, there are fallen angels, there are these evil spirits that are without a body, but they're looking for a place to inhabit.
They're coming to get you.
Well, they do inhabit people, and they inhabit, and because of that being a truth that I believe in, I'm not saying that everyone is demon possessed or anything like that, but I will say that people do struggle and have their struggles, and that they have these spirits that they've picked up.
I think I was talking to somebody today about this. I really don't know where this podcast goes all the time, ladies and gentlemen, but I do know this. It is non-scripted and real.
It's real. Real and unscripted.
But
Truth. Go ahead.
I believe, which we don't believe. I think there's some things that maybe we don't agree on or something. I don't know. I think we agree on a lot of, I would say, most of our views.
Yeah, I would say so. We'd have to talk it out, man. We'd have a big, long conversation to try to find out all of them. But
Yeah, because I don't think we've ever like really talked about politics or anything like that. Just because
nope.
We've never really had to deal with that avenue or anything. But I think even if someone disagrees with me across the board, and I was talking to somebody today about this, the biggest thing you can do in life is love that person.
Yeah,
and not, and I've gotten to, I almost touched the mic again. I've gotten to arguments with people where they're like, well, you can't, just accept them and you can't. But I'm like, well, it's not. I don't agree with their life in some things or whatever, but to say that like, you can't never be around me. You can't ever be. That's not how I want to live my life. I want to live my life where even if you don't agree with me on everything, let's go get breakfast. Let's talk. Let's chat. And because I am firm enough in what I believe and who I am that I'm not going to waver on certain things in my life. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. I believe in the Holy Spirit. I believe that hopefully God's like, you did enough, buddy. I know you. We got a good relationship.
Yeah.
And I know it's based off relationship, but I can talk to someone that doesn't believe in that stuff, and still have a great conversation with them about life. And if they ask me, well, why do you look at that way on life? I'll bring in maybe some biblical stuff and
Yeah.
like, this is why, because I am firm in my foundation of who I am as a man. And, but I still want to get to know everyone. And that's, one of the biggest reasons why, 3.5 years ago or whatever it was. And, I've made a video that I showed you. I didn't publish it or anything. In my house, where I was like, the biggest thing about this podcast is I want to talk to so many different types of people that hopefully it'll make me grow. And to where I can be firm in who I am and I don't waver on what I believe. But I truly believe this. The world needs more love. It really does. And so many people are so quick to hate and tear down somebody and say you're not worth it and you're not this and you're not that. And the way I believe is that's not who Jesus is.
No, not at all.
And I believe Jesus doesn't maybe he doesn't like sin. He doesn't want sin. Whatever that sin form is, which is sin, all sin, if you believe biblically. One doesn't have a weight. Like, you can't say, well, I stole a sucker and then over here I punched my mother or disobeyed her and stuff like that. Like, you did bad. And but God wants a relationship with you. And God wouldn't say, well, because you did this, you're out. Like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't want to be around you. I don't want to. And so I think that's what in 2024 I really want to focus on is like, I want to build my relationship with God and learn how to love people better. Because I think a lot of times I am an angry individual, and I don't want to say I'm fast to write people off, because I don't think I am. But I could do better and be better, and I know that. And so I think that's what I'm going to strive for.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a son of a gun. So,
and I think that's the big goal for all of us is to strive to get better, strive to get closer to Jesus, and do our best. And we should always, to me, not be comfortable in our mess.
And even taking it out of, building a relationship with God and stuff like that, I want to be a better human. I want to be better, it's going to drive some people crazy. I want to be better, like, physically.
Yeah.
I want to be better mentally.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be more set as a man of, like, this is a solid ground I'm standing on.
Yeah.
And this is who honestly, identity. I want to form a better identity for me. And I think a lot of people out there, if I touch the mic, my bad. If you can find your identity and who you are, it's going to open up so many more paths in your life, because you're not going to be walking around timid and scared and like, I want to do this. I don't know if it's me. I don't know. And I'm not talking about being reckless with it, because a lot of people, I believe, are like, I don't know who I am. I'm going to go find my identity. And then they do 100 horrible things and are like, just trying to find out who I am. And it's like, dude, no. And
Find people in
your life that you trust, and finding your identity, and working on it. And 2024, just be better.
Yeah, be better. And I love it. But
your mic, I'd pull it a little bit. I'd fix your mic.
Sorry,
closer to your face. Yeah,
is that better?
That's a lot better.
All right, but we're gonna go somewhere with this, because we're gonna have to dive into it a little more. Because one of the things you said is, but away from just being closer to God and all that stuff, I want to be a better human, right? And then you're like, I want to work on my identity.
I should have said individual instead of human.
Individual. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
My point comes, how do you separate it? I can't, because the closer I get to my Creator, That's where my true identity comes from. That's where my confidence comes from. That's where my boldness comes from. That's what me knowing who I am, being able to walk with my head held a little higher, knowing that, man, I know who my dad is. I know who my heavenly Father is. I got this. But the closer I get to him, that's where those things come. That even goes into being a healthier individual.
Yeah.
Because I know that door that I don't like knocking on and opening is a door that God's like, man, you need to.
So how would you tell somebody that doesn't believe in God to be better, but the only way that you can do that is by forming a relationship with God?
I would say find your truth.
What does that mean?
That means, what purpose do you have in this life? And
I'll use an example.
With that, go ahead.
I know somebody very well that would say their truth in life is to be the best dad that they can be, the best example in their household. And man, I'm trying not to give too much away about this guy, but just to be the best example in the house, because people like, are listening to this, I don't want you guys to find out who this is. And but he believes that there's a God,
Yeah.
and he hopes that the Bible is true, because he has read the Bible and stuff like that, but he's not 100% about it. And but if I told him, hey, the only way that you can get better is if you run after the Bible.
Yeah. So
Because I want to defend what you're feeling.
Yeah.
Because I know it. Mm-hmm. He doesn't.
Right. So I would break it down a little bit. Like, it's all about relationship. It's how you have that relationship with someone and you build it in there. Mm-hmm. So say this person's read the Bible, they know the word, but they're not 100% sure.
Yeah, they've read the Quran too.
Are you 100% sure?
Well, yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
But the only reason I can understand what you're saying is because I've had past life experiences.
Yeah,
he hasn't.
And that's why my question was posed to you. But if I'm talking to someone else, man, you know my history. You know the people that I got to talk to, from all different backgrounds, all different just walks of life, man. That they've had so much trauma. It's unbelievable. And that's why I say that quote is, find your truth, research it, find out what your truth is. So if, say, speaking of the Quran, if Islam is something that you believe in, study it, find out the origins of it, research back where it comes from and what it stands for. And that is what you want to stand for? Go ahead. That's what you want to stand for. Me, I believe because if we're honest, we have all these people that will look and say, well, I like to dress like that because I like how it looks. Okay? Mm-hmm. But none of them...
I'm going to touch my mic for a second. I'm listening up.
None of them are in the search for the truth. Because I believe if you are in search for the truth, God will find you.
It's a lot of...
Yeah. That's why I'm trying not to talk too much. But God will find you. He will open up. I don't think he's trying to hide from anyone, Ben. So if the search is there, I think the truth will be revealed 100%. Not just this religious dogma or
do you want to go down a I hate playing this side because so many people are going to be like, oh, I knew Ben thought like that. It's like, no, I'm trying to defend
anything. I don't have all the answers, Ben, and you know that. But
I think
I
think you're a good person to have this discussion with because you know me. Mm-hmm. And if I have this discussion with somebody else that doesn't really know me and know my heart, then they'll be like, oh, dude, you're trying to twist it. And it's like, no, I want the people out there that watch this that don't 100% believe the way that we do or even close to it to be able to feel like we're not leaving you guys out on wanting to get better. But I think what you're saying is what you believe in, try to get to the very bottom of that. and to get as deep as you can into that, and then find out who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because if you are to find the truth, because anybody, I've had people come say, man, I believe in this, I believe that. I said, cool, research it, find out what the meaning of it is behind it, and really dive into it to see if that's who you are.
Dude, oh my gosh, I will call this guy out, Dylan, at work at GAR. Me and him talked about, why do you believe what you believe?
Yeah.
Is it because someone told you that's what you need to believe? Is it because you saw something one time and you're like, I guess that's just what I believe now. Sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
And so me and him got into it of like, okay, Ben, you say these things. Why do you say these things? You believe this stuff. Why do you believe this stuff? You say that you believe that there's a God up there and Jesus and the Holy Spirit, and you believe in the Bible and stuff like that. Why? So I kind of started telling him like, dude, back then we went to youth camp, and my buddy Todd, his dad was in the hospital, had spider brown leukocytes or whatever, how you use them, get him, and then it went to his bloodstream and stuff like that. We came back, and we're like, all right, we're all gonna go to the hospital and pray for him. I'm like, hey, I hope that works, because I haven't seen like a lot of miracles right in front of me.
Yeah.
And so we went up there and did that, and he was like home within the next day.
Yeah.
And they were saying like he could die. Like he needs to get a lot of antibiotics, stuff like that. And then they're like, it's gone. He's coming home, and they can't explain it. So explain that.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I've had things in my life, where, we're getting kicked out of our house on 10th Street. And my dad was like, sorry, kids. I don't know what to tell you. We're getting evicted. Like, I'm trying my hardest. Maybe one day I can have my dad on here, but it might wreck me when we start talking about stuff.
Yeah.
But we were about to be homeless, and out of nowhere, a house came up from a guy named Josh Arl. Awesome guy. And he gave us an opportunity to like, hey, why don't you guys stay here? And out of nowhere, he's like, I just felt like, I just need to call you, Dan, and stuff like that. And I was just like, Dan, they didn't talk for a while. Like, how? Like, why? Like, why is all this piecing together and stuff like that? And so, I've never had to deal with there's nothing, because I'm like, I've had too many things in my life happen. I mean, I had a great childhood that was tragic. That's how I like to express me growing up, is great childhood that was tragic. So I've had a lot of things in my life happen that were great and tragic. So there's got to be something that guided a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, and that's a good question to ask yourself, because that shows and tells if you have a relationship with Jesus in the Christian faith. If you have a relationship, or if it's just knowledge that you've heard of and you've heard the story and all that stuff, but if you know him, because sometimes our truth, our beliefs, our faith is rooted because someone told us to.
And when I sit down with, Dylan, or if I sit down, I mean, me and Logan talk sometimes, and I'm not on a mission to change your mind. My mission is to share my testimony of my life and my truth, and hope that if that's something you want to experience, then let's ride, let's do it. Like, so I believe out of love, I want the best for these guys, and that's why I'm talking to them. I don't have a hidden agenda. I'm not trying to sneak around like, all right, dude, well, if you don't believe the same way I do, I'm just done with you. Too much work. It's like, dude, that's such a wrong way to look at it. And so I think in 2024, man, I just want to be a better human.
Yeah. And something that goes with that, that I do, that's going to sound opposite in a moment, but one of my biggest things, man, is I want to preach the gospel every day, 24/7 everywhere I go. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that sounds like, wait, now you're trying to preach at people and all that stuff. It's like, no, I want to preach the gospel in the way where I don't have to use words, man.
Live a life where they don't see you, they see
They see Christ, but if we step into other faiths and all that stuff, I want them to see love. I want them to see the love of Jesus Christ pouring out of me everywhere I go, because, like you said, the world needs a lot more love,
Mm-hmm.
a lot more love. So that's the main point.
Yeah, because I want to be able to love unconditional without compromise. And
Yeah.
that is my goal, is to say, okay, you believe the Muslim faith and the Quran, stuff like that. I love you. I just don't agree with you.
Yeah.
But I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And so like that's what my aim is. And you know, and if someone asks me, well, why do you do this? You know, why do you go out of your way to maybe take care of this person? So I want to love them.
Yeah.
Because that's what I feel like I'm here to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to help wherever I can and stuff like that. And so, you know, and in that, you know, I want to find my own identity.
Yeah, and I love that, because that's the search and that's the walk. That's what we all want to do. With the other side of that coin,
Mm-hmm.
is the opportunities that will come to you
Oh yeah,
for you to do that.
I definitely believe in the way the world works is you say something and then it gives you the opportunity to back that up.
Yeah, and God will do that. And,
Yeah.
and I firmly believe in that as well. So that's one thing that man, it's hard to talk sometimes, because you start to get on that walk, and it's like, man, I want to be able to love the unlovable, to show love to the ones who no one wants to love. Then you get those scenarios in your life where you'll have something happen to you,
Yeah.
and you'll be like, nope, not what I was talking about. And God will whisper in your ear, man, you are my son. This is what I have done.
Heard you talking all that smack on your podcast about loving people.
Yeah.
Deal with Cole at work. I'm calling you out, bro.
Pray for you, Cole. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, Cole knows Cole.
find cooler people.
No, I do. You know, I've talked to a couple guys and stuff like that about, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about, you know, dude, I went over to Dylan's house one night. He's not going to care that I share this. And he is going to hear this and be like, dude, you brought my name up a lot. He's one of the guys that I really value his time. But I went over to his house and I was just telling him, I'm like, dude, I feel like a phony sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I have all these goals and then I get put in situations and I just go opposite of it. You know, I want to care about people. I want to do this stuff. I want to, and then I'm at work being like, dude, I say one more thing. I'm going outside. I'm choking you. Like, and it's like, dude, well, Ben, we've been listening to your podcast. You want to be loving and caring. And it's like, well, yeah, it's a process.
Yeah.
It's a process of dying to, you know, the things that I don't want to do anymore. And so I went to Dylan's house and I was like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, you know, sometimes I'm scared and I'm not going to tell anybody at Gar that.
Yeah.
I'm too tough.
Except for right now.
Yeah. And, so, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And, welcome to podcasting. The world finds out who you are.
Yeah.
Well, 20 of you. And, so, you know, I went and I was just like, dude, I feel like a phony. Sometimes I'm scared. And I'm scared because I want to be so much farther in who I am as a man.
Yeah.
And I want to be so much farther in even the location I'm at and the, you know, finances and stuff like that. And I've come a long ways from where I was financially, spending thinking wise and my brain set. And that book helps out a lot. The Power of One More. And, Yeah, dude, this guy's great.
That one.
That one. And so, I feel like I make strides and then I just get knocked down the hill. And then I'm like, I will fight everyone at Gar. Like I'll do all this stuff and then, I'll lose my temper or I'll do, something dumb and then I go back to my house and I'm like, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I shouldn't have done that. I don't know why I did this. I keep telling, this guy I want to get better, and every day he sees me fail and stuff like that, and blah, blah. And then guess what? I find out this guy talks to me about me at his house to his girl, and he always talks about how he looks up to me, and I'm like, dude, you're looking at the wrong guy.
Yeah.
And it's just because it's a process. And so you're going to beat yourself up sometimes. You're going to grow. You're going to fall down. You might take 6 steps and fall back 2. And, but you still made 4 steps. And so you're so focused on the 2 sometimes that if you would look at the 4, you'd be half full. And so in life, I believe how I want to do it and start my life is being half full every morning and saying, you know what, Ben, you might have messed up. You might have fell 8 steps back. But you went 10, and 2 is something.
How do you get out of that mindset though, Ben? Because,
self-critical
we criticize ourselves all the time. Being just self-conscious about it, like watching ourselves, watching our every move, all of those things. But even culture, even if it's not about ourselves, it's just we notice negative, Ben. We talk about negative.
But I do find that when I am focusing on me, I am more positive. When I'm focusing on me, not when I go to work and I'm focusing on how everyone else is negative, everyone else is making my life harder, everyone else is, when you focus on you, it becomes easier. And the reason saying that is because you're not taking on 10 things, you're taking on 1. You're taking on you. And so when I wake up in the mornings and I say, I'm going to start positive, it is easier for me to maintain a day of positivity because I'm telling myself I'm going to be positive. I'm not worried if I go to work and Cordell says something negative to me, which I shouldn't have used him. He's a pretty great guy. I pick on him all the time. But if, someone at work says something negative to me, I still tell myself, I'm going to have a positive day. I'm going to have a positive day. And I find out at the end of the day, if I focus on me and not everyone else, I end positive day.
Yeah. And focus, let's dive into that because you said focus. If I focus on me, what does that mean, Vin? Because I mean, if we go around and we're just me centered, then that's not going to be a positive thing. So
I think it will though. And
in what way? In what way? Yeah, define that.
Because you can only fix you.
Fix. That's great. Yeah. You can only fix you. But if I walk around and I just try to please myself 24/7 and do everything that pleases me, you get what I'm saying?
I feel like you're seeing it as you're being selfish.
I think it can be that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you walk around, it depends on how you think about it. It depends on your perspective of that moment. Because if it's like, man, just focus on yourself. Yeah, the world's about me. I don't care that my little girl needs me. I don't care that my little boy needs that time. My wife, man, she can go do her own thing. So I need to focus on me.
So how many times do you hang out with your family and you don't dipstick yourself by meaning in a car you do an oil change. You put the dipstick down into this tube, which allows you to see how much oil you have in your car, and then you can address whether or not it needs more oil or not. When you dipstick yourself, I'm meaning you're addressing how you are on the inside to evaluate whether or not you need to do something to either help you or humble you. And so how many times do we hang out? How many times do I hang out with my daughter and I'm not even actually with her because I haven't addressed me. So I'll be hanging out with my daughter and I'll be going through the motions and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
I don't even realize I'm not even smiling. I don't realize that I'm not actually fully engaging with her. I don't realize that I'm kind of, looking on my phone. Oh yeah, I'm back on my phone. I'm not addressing any of that because all day I've been worried about everyone else, and so I haven't actually addressed what would make the whole family better.
Right. So that it's not being this selfish individual that's just
Yeah.
focused on you. It's focused on your standards, your priorities, all of those things, and aligning them correctly. Because that's why I say, not that I don't know your heart, not that I don't know what you're saying, is that there are a bunch of people that might listen to this one day and go, man, this dude's pretty self-centered. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, I understand what you mean by self-centered, but you don't know his heart, because he's talking about walking in the integrity that he is supposed to and being the father that he is supposed to. Why is he being a father? For himself? No, his child. So there's another way of looking at it.
So I would break it down farther into saying, selfishly, start your morning with 10 minutes of saying, this is how my day will go. And selfishly do that and dig deep into how you feel, your heart, and the things that you want to be better at, whether it's being positive, whether it's being better at a schedule, whether it's being better a husband, whether it's being better, whatever it is. Start 10 minutes of your morning, which mine is in the bathroom when I'm taking a shower or something like that. I think really hard, and I have a mirror that gives me all these different information. Love the process. Have you worked out today? Be great. Love yourself, because that's been one of the biggest things for me is actually loving myself and not being so critical, and tearing myself down so fast that I don't even have a chance to build.
Yeah.
And so that's what I would do. And then throughout the day, something else just came to mind. Throughout the day, check back with yourself, and don't let stuff that you don't care about weigh on your heart. Like that's another big thing.
Yeah, and keep your focus where it needs to be. A lot of times when I think about, it's the past, right? Everything that's happened, all these evil things that's happened, all these bad things. I focus on the past, or I can focus on this future, which no one knows, because you don't know your future. You don't know what's coming next. You don't know what this next step's going to be. You don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. You can have plans that I'm going to go here, I'm going to do this and all that stuff. Awesome plans. Not saying it's bad to have plans, but do you know if that's going to work out? Absolutely not, because none of us do. So keep your focus on the moment that you're in, and be the best you that you can be in that moment, and be who you're supposed to be, who you're called to be. Because so often we're so worried about the past. We're so worried about this false future that we think we know. What we do know is the now. It's where we're stepping in right now. But so often, because of our focus being in the rearview mirror, or way ahead at this goal that we might reach someday, that we're not focused in right now, in this moment, and being who we're supposed to be. And then the next thing you know, your kids are graduating college, they're moving out, your career is booming and everything's going great, but you don't even know who your spouse is anymore.
You don't even know how you got there.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a vague thing. Like
because it's all past, because time goes by so fast, and we
live in the moment.
we should live in the moment so that time doesn't just rip our heart out one day when we find out that we've missed it all. Click. Adam Sandler
dude.
movie. Oh my gosh, that's such a good lesson in
any
that one.
tough guys out there, you're gonna cry.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
You're
good
gonna
one.
cry.
It'll
Do we-
dipstick you. It'll dipstick you. Like Ben was saying, it's like we all want to get dipsticked, and it's like, wow, that sounds horrible. But
Dude, I'm cutting that and putting that on my TikTok.
I bet you will.
We all want to get dipsticked.
Yeah. But you want to dipstick yourself to see, hey, what do I need? What's going on? Is this good oil? Is this the stuff that's running through my veins? Is this good? Right? Or what adjustments does it need? Does it need fresh fluid? All this stuff. But we need to do that constantly, Ben.
Yeah. Evaluate, adjust.
Evaluate
throughout your
and
day.
adjust.
Evaluate, adjust.
Oh, that's good. That is
Evaluate, adjust. Lunchtime, evaluate, adjust. Getting ready to go home, evaluate, adjust. On your ride home to go see your family, evaluate, adjust. And when we say adjust, adjust to what you set in the morning. If you set today's going to be a positive day and you clock out at 5, 3:30, whatever time you leave work, and you're walking to your car and you're upset, evaluate, adjust.
good. Yeah.
And if you do that and you live a
Purposeful.
I should have never brought back that word.
Yeah.
Life,
word.
it beat me up in the second episode. But if you live like it is your last day, a long way to go around without using that word, then you will find that you have a much fulfilling life. And something I was thinking about when I was talking about the dipstick thing, us getting dipsticked, is
Great.
the little cuts.
It's a good point.
Is there's a guy, he's got a podcast, Andrew Huberman, and I listen to this guy a lot, and he was talking about whatever you say to yourself within the first 30 minutes of your day without you doing it, without you having any control on it, it'll repeat itself throughout the rest of your day without you even having control. So that's why he talks about, he's big on, you need to go out, like look at the sun, evaluate like what you want for that day, and be very controlled in your thoughts, so that I skipped that
Not
word.
purposeful.
Yeah, so that throughout your day, it'll actually keep coming back to your brain, and it'll keep telling you like, oh, well, I started my day off, I'm going to be positive. I saw it on my mirror, and throughout my day, I'll be starting to get tired and stuff like that. I'm like, you know what? Today's still a good day though. And I didn't even have to tell myself, hey, today's still a good day though, because I told myself in the morning, and within that first 30 minutes, it just kept, coming back to my brain throughout the rest of the day. So tomorrow, when you wake up, don't try to control anything.
Yes.
Turn on your phone. This is what I want you to do. Turn on your phone, hit record, put it in your pocket or carry it around to the bathroom or whatever. Let it record all the way until you get to work. Then I want you, when you get off of work or when you have time, you lay down that night, play it back. And I want you to see what you tell yourself, because you probably don't even realize when you're putting on the seatbelt in your car, you're like, man, today sucks. Oh man, you turn on the radio, you're like, I don't even want to listen to this one. And then you realize, you're like, oh dude, I don't want to hang out with that guy. That guy's you.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just the audio. Imagine the visual. Oh, I have to get out of bed. I'm just too exhausted. I just don't know what to do. And it's like, no wonder your life sucks.
Yeah. And it'll go back to, and it'll teach you, it'll help you to evaluate
and adjust.
And adjust. And that's what it comes down to, man. That's a really good point. So with that said, let's evaluate and adjust this awesome podcast and end it out, because it's 10. I was like, man, I don't want to do it by myself, but
Hey,
I'm going to.
every episode so far, just you.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because it is 10:15 and I have got to get some sleep because I have a big day tomorrow of basketball games, but that's if they're not canceled. I don't know if they're going to be canceled. So
I have to work
let's
tomorrow as well.
evaluate and adjust and end this podcast out. So Ben, what do you got for us on this wonderful ending?
Look, guys, dipstick yourself.
Dipstick yourself.
Just two guys out here just trying to dipstick, each other, and evaluate what we can do better at. And so I think that's the last thing I would end this on, is just, I'm going to do a lot more dipsticking. He's going to be doing dipsticking. We're going to dipstick. And I'm just honored to see where the dipsticking and the evaluation will go once we know where our dipsticks are. So can't wait, dude. I can't wait.
Remember, evaluate
Mm-hmm.
and adjust.
Yep. So this is another episode of Almost Touched It. Life as I Know It.
Yep.
And
Ben Howard knows it. It's a great thing.
And I enjoy every time me and this guy shoot. He always tells me not to touch my mic. There it is. And he's a great guy, and he is my best friend. And I'm enjoying every process and every thing we do here
a lot of
on
fun.
Life as I Know It. And check out his podcast at
The Lou.
The Lou.
Come on down to the Lou and join us for an awesome episode. We got some good people that we've interviewed. One of the best is Ben Howard. He's right there.
Hey.
Yep, right there. So come listen to us, as it's the same thing as this, and it's just putting more episodes out.
Yeah. Great
You're
time. So this is Life as You Know It. No, that's wrong. Son of a gun, dude.
Nope.
And it's not even that late. Last time we got out here like 12:30.